Snap. Hey y'all, hi everybody. Hello, welcome. Hi, hello. Hi. So today, who we listening to? I I love the jazz vibes, but I'm burnt out on it. I was on one thing, and then it went to a Hawaiian something, and then I opened up my laptop, and it had like an island. I was like, oh snap! And I was like, I'm over jazz. So I scrolled down. I saw Ibiza. It's Cafe Del Mar, Ibiza House Radio 24/7, Deep House, New Disco, Organic. I like house music. So, but it's not like it's the what's on now. It's Chaos in the CBD, Lee Pearson Jr. Collective, Kay Ladon, Joe Armand. Something it got cut off. It's up to me. But anyway, the cards that came out for the thumbnail today: Attachment and Victory. I love this energy. And then the bottom of the deck is the Door to Spirit, which was featured yesterday. Hopefully, I can stay grounded today. Oh gosh. Yesterday was a very interesting day. Yesterday ended up being extremely interesting. And I don't know what's happening in the collective, what's happening in the ethers, what's happening in the realm of spirit, but it's some pretty big energies are starting to make their way to the surface and maybe trying to ground themselves here in a way that maybe they ain't necessarily done it before. And I keep seeing the happy family card. Happy family and community just came out at the cut. See, look, there's the man holding a heart and happy family. I mean, I'm not mad. Who would be? Um, but I'm like, how am I supposed to read this? I'm like, hello? I don't have the cards for this. Am I going to have to make another deck? I might. But that's too much. Anyway, I love the length of the video yesterday, so I'm trying to keep it short. I'm using the Energy Oracle cards and the Witch's Tarot. And I'm going to keep shuffling until an Energy Oracle card comes out. And then I'll use the tarot cards to clarify. And then I will proceed about my day and actually do stuff today. Today is my grandpa's birthday, so shout out to Pisces. My brother, last night, my brother was like, because we had to sign his card, he was like, why are there so many birthdays? So for us, in this house, birthday season goes from February to April. There are 3 birthdays in February, 1 in March, 1 in April. So from April to February, we don't have no birthday cake. My grandma is born in May, so that's like from February to May. But my dad is the 5th. My mom is the 23rd. I'm the 28th February. My grandpa is the 10th. My aunt is the 18th. And my little brother, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My little brother is the 20th. So it's the 10th, the 18th, and the 20th of March. One of my cousins is like one of my aunt's kids. He is the 23rd of April. My youngest brother is the 28th of April. And then my grandma is the 15th of May. So it's concentrated really heavy. We're basically all Pisces and Taurus. Besides one of my aunt's kids, he's a Libra. He's the mold breaker. He was born on the other side of the the calendar. But like my grandpa is a Taurus. My grandpa is a Pisces. My grandma is a Taurus. Their kids, they had 2 Pisces, Feb 23, March 18. My mom had 2 Pisces and a Taurus, Feb 28, March 20, and then April 28. My aunt had she had a Taurus and a Libra. So it's like super Venusian on her side. I wonder if Venus is in her 5th house. Oh, Japan! Satin Jackets remix. Taiko, Satin Jackets, Saint Center. Okay. So I haven't looked at I know what the card is. It's the Temple Path. which is 12. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. We had the door to spirit, now the temple path. Bottom of the deck is the thinking woman, though. I think the thinking woman is an interesting energy when we're talking about the temple path, because when I see the thinking woman, woman brain, I think intuition. Man brain, I think logic. Sorry to typecast like that. But the thinking woman, when it comes to the temple path, it's like us trying to. I think if it were the man in this situation, he would kind of sort of understand. It would be easier for him to accept that he can't understand through, the vein, like I said, with him being logical. When it comes to the temple path, it isn't necessarily logical. But with the thinking woman, since she's intuitive, it's an element of, it's like, I should be able to figure this out or I should know more. But it feels like it causes her to overthink and overanalyze, whereas maybe she should just learn to accept some things. And it's not a blind acceptance, but it reminds me of like Four of Cups just came out. And that's kind of sort of what I'm talking about, because like the feminine is the mermaid, the masculine is on the land, right? And so he's like, I can't make heads or tails of this. But she's like, I'm a mermaid. I'm kind of magical. I live in the water. If it's spiritual or related to the element of water in some way, I should be able to figure it out. It feels like it causes her to overthink, though. And one of the ways I learn is like, I just accept things. And then the more I apply it, the more I learn about it. Then it's like, okay, this is why this is a thing. And so it feels like if you can accept it and remain intuitively open, then the solution, the reason will come. Ace of Swords, yeah. What's at the bottom of the deck? Nine of Pentacles. Excuse me. Oh, it's so nice outside today, but the wind is like really picking up. Who is this? Miss Mood. Satin Jackets remix. And the Moon card. Four of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, the Chariot, the Five of Pentacles in the deck. So the temple path is all about our journey. The temple path, it carries an energy of like nothing happens without reason or without purpose. Not many things happen without reason and without purpose. Because we have free will, we can kind of sort of put things on our path that don't necessarily pertain to where we're going. And so in that, it's like there is a reason that can be assigned to it, but it's something that wasn't necessarily pre-positioned on the path. There are some things that are pre-positioned, some things that happen because of free will and choice and stuff like that. But there's this energy of like understanding that you're being supported, that you're not alone. And even when the path is dark, there's still a light. Oh, they're wolves. Why did that one song, I don't know how it goes, but it's like raised by wolves. No, wait. Yeah. Raised by wolves. I shouldn't try to sing today. I got a little flutter in my throat. I've never noticed the wolves back there before. But they don't feel like predatory. It feels like it's that energy again of like it may be dark, but like you're being watched over. You're being guided and protected. I'll read the temple path because it's a theme in it. I've never noticed those wolves. I was like, wait, what is that? Okay, where's my phone? I might read it. I might not. If I don't, hey Siri, where are you? I'm over here. Oh gosh, I gotta turn all the way around to get this. Okay. The Temple Path is spiritual purpose and support. Receiving this card represents your own spiritual evolution. The winding path you are on leads to a blessed temple in a lovely garden, symbolizing the spiritual destiny your soul has had in mind for this lifetime. This card upright is here to tell you that what you're going through now is all a part of your soul's process. You are on your karmic path and heading in the right direction, and the choices you make now are important for your personal growth and life lessons. The lights around the temple represent the spirit world, your family members and friends, angels and guides, all the loving spirit helpers who long to assist you. Call upon them and be open to their wisdom and inspiration. This is a wonderful, life expanding time, so keep in mind your personal priorities as well as your spiritual connection. Following your higher intentions will help you move your life forward in dramatic ways, and connecting with spirit and your higher self will have a wonderful influence on all that you experience. The affirmation here is, I open my heart to my spiritual truth and a deeper connection with spirit. Guidance and inspiration come freely and easily to me. So, apparently 1204 is a thing. Oh, 1206, 1206. What is that an angel number? Could I look it up? Well, 1204 is a 7. 1206 is a 9. I say that because when I picked up my phone, it was 1204, and then I looked at the runtime and it was 1204. There's a there's a minor high priestess energy here. It isn't quite the Queen of Cups pre-high priestess. Because it's like with the thinking woman, there are some things that we know and some things that we understand. We don't feel like it's enough, but we know enough to continue down this path. The more we go down the path, the more will be revealed. Spirit, guardians, protectors are there. Also, it's like we feel like it's a solitary experience, like lone wolf, but there's actually a whole pack. Bottom of the deck is the Four of Pentacles. It's carrying an energy of like reservedness. It's like there's a certain amount of uncertainty in a situation, and it's causing us to maybe hold back a little bit. Or it's like, it feels like it's causing us to think more in worst case scenarios because we don't necessarily know for sure what's happening. And it reminds me of there's sugar and spice again. But she said something like, we prepare for the worst but hope for the best, or something like that. So it's like you can have a contingency plan in place, but don't plan on using it. And it's all a part of your story. The Star card. I guess I got a few cards. There's the Chariot, the Star, the Knight of Swords, the Tower, and the Eight of Cups. This is saying like you've been healing and preparing for this, to go through something, to let something go, to end a certain phase and chapter of your life. And it feels like a self chapter. Like the Knight of Swords, back is to the star, charging forward into the tower. What you seek lies beyond this. And it feels like it's ending this cycle. It's a cycle of being like reserved and being trapped and being indecisive. With the Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and the Two of Swords. There's the Two and the Eight of Swords together again. Go back to the Pisces season reading. I don't remember if I titled it Pisces season. But it was like there are these multiple paths. One of them, it's kind of sort of manifesting the same stuckness. The other one is like breakthroughs beyond breakthroughs. And it kind of sort of comes in the space of choice. And both the Eight of Swords and the Two of Swords, neither one of them can see, but one of them trusts. One of them is stagnant. She's like a warrior. Like she's standing there. She can take it. She doesn't need her eyes anymore. She's developed that spiritual sense. It's like, hear the breath of your enemy and feel their intention and stuff like that, right? So she doesn't have to rely on her eyesight anymore, because relying on her eyesight, there may be nights where the stars aren't as bright or the moon is new. And then if you're relying on your eyes, how are you going to continue to navigate down this pathway? With this, it's that spiritual sense within you. That's this thinking woman. That's what it's honing. And behind the thinking woman is the storm warning. Storm warning with the throat chakra, Archangel Gabriel. With the Knight of Swords here, rushing from the star to the tower, there may be something that needs to be said or communicated to end up, like it triggers that tower. But again, it does it in a way that liberates you in some way. It feels like it's the end of a cycle of this Four of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, Two of Swords energy. Being reserved, isolated, miserable, and indecisive, not willing to make the choices and decisions to step out of everything that you need to step out of to actually make things better for you. And then after you do that, it puts you in the Seven of Wands, Knight of Wands, and the Strength. Under Strength, I mean, it's the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. But this is that, like, it's practice. You do it first. You start with the Seven of Wands. You're like, wow, I can do this. Then you become the Knight of Wands, who's able to just like move forward through anything. Someone who's able to hold the vision. And then it leads you to the Strength card, which is like apex fire energy, or one of the apex fire energies. Because here's you holding the vision, but here's you, it's like that energy elevated. Knight of Wands is now pre-strength energy. Or it's a fraction of pre-strength energy at the very least. Here's minor strength, here's pre-strength, here's actual strength. And again, with the star, there's an energy of healing here and an energy of preparation that gets you to take on the tower. Again, just reiterating, to end a personal cycle of, again, it's that reserved, trapped, miserable energy. But it's one that you're going to have to bring yourself out of. It may involve communication. It may involve a change in your mental processes, because it's the Knight of Swords. But this is what I gave. And again, it's the Temple Path. I feel like, it's like this is a part of the story. If you're watching a movie, you may be like halfway, maybe a little bit more than halfway, but it's like we haven't reached the end yet. The turnaround, the climax, the happily ever after, all of that is still on its way. The Chariot with the King of Cups. I like that energy because it's spring. And I've been talking about the melting of the ice to dilute the waters to make things less toxic. Also, new emotional experiences, a higher, more cohesive, harmonious set of experiences that prove to you that everything doesn't have to be what it was in that Eight of Cups. And it feels like an energy that's going to be on standby as long as you're on standby. Because again, it kind of sort of depends on the Knight of Swords to get things going. The Chariot came out with that King of Cups. Because you've thawed, it frees you to move as well. King of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. I love that energy. Yeah, it's Temple Path. Like, come on. Three of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. So there's Four of Pentacles with that King of Pentacles. But he separated it into the Ace and the Three. It's a new idea and the cooperation required to build it out to that 10. But it's like you already sit at the King frequency before it necessarily comes in the 3D. Three of Pentacles. Work with others. Work with yourself. Like, don't be your own, or be less of your own worst critic and worst like sabotage less. Cooperate with yourself more. Build yourself up instead of tearing yourself down. Don't be afraid to open up and work with others. Don't be afraid to trust and follow the guidance of spirit. Bottom of the deck is the World card. If the Eight of Cups wasn't enough to signify that you're going to be coming, I think the Eight of Cups is the emotional side. The World is bringing in the mental side. It's bringing in, I mean, they're all there, right? We got Scorpio and the Eagle. We have Aquarius and the Angel, Leo and the Lion, and the Deer brings us Taurus. All of that is fixed energy. So it's like you're in these patterns and habits, but when you start to break out of it, it rewrites everything. It prepares you for a new cycle that's not limited by those fixed energy corners that you had before. It's like the energy is there. You just have to work with it and stop working against it and yourself. This is like, these messages are gorgeous, especially as we get closer and closer to the astrological new year. Spring is here. Okay. Oh, look who just came out at the kite. The man holding a heart again with the temple path. If you've had a broken heart, you've been on a path. Like, part of that was your path, but you've been in this energy of healing it to the point where you can move beyond. I don't know if it's going to be completely healed before you feel comfortable enough to do whatever that Knight of Swords has to do. But as you are, it feels like you could do it now if you wanted to. If you really wanted to, you could do it now. You could do it scared. You could do it about to have, I don't want to say about to have a panic attack, but you can do it scared. And again, like, we go from minor strength to pre-strength to full strength. The more you do it, the more you get in the habit and the practice of it, the more you redefine that pattern. That's redefining the Leo side of the restrictions of your energy, the places and the ways in which you show up and use your voice. But it's time for you to speak in new ways and new arenas and new areas and be seen and be fully wholly you, authentically. It opens up new doorways. Okay. So, final energy oracle card. I'll do 2 more. Last one. And I'm going to pick this card. Well, there he is. Okay, it's the man holding a heart with community at the bottom of the deck. This man holding a heart, maybe it's his luscious mane. Is luscious the word I want? It's carrying a Leo energy, but it's that loving, sometimes protective, compassionate side of Leo. that's bringing warmth to this community. It's like it's thawing out maybe some emotions that have iced over. And now there's like Scorpio fixed water. There are certain emotional areas that you just don't enter because they've iced over. Spring is coming to thaw that. The more you come into that energy of authenticity and kick up the Leo heat, it'll help melt that even more. And again, with that world card, they're not separate. They all play a role, they all play a part, they all work together. So that's what I got today. I hope you have a good whatever, whenever. I hope y'all are acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. I was chatting with one of my best friends, and there's a podcast that we're going to be doing. And I'm just like, girl, all right, let's do it. So I guess, if you want to check it out, there'll be some more information coming soon, maybe. I may also start doing some other things that Spirit had given me the idea to start doing. And I guess it's interesting that I'm starting to tap into the energies that I'm tapping into. I still don't necessarily know how to read them. I don't want to say I don't know how to read them because I got to it eventually. But it feels like some soul level stuff. And there are certain ways that I'm not wired. And so when it comes out, it's confusing to me. Because I know it came out yesterday as like elemental dignities or elemental affinities. And like my soul would probably be aspected water or some combination of water and air. And so like if it's a fire aspected soul, it's like where I would see water, it would come out as fire. And I'm like, why is there fire where the water is supposed to be? So for me, it's like, I'm confused. I don't know what this is. But, sometimes you just got to sit with it long enough and figure it out. I don't know. I'm just, I guess, saying I'm going to probably be doing some stuff that I had an idea that I would be doing, but I had never been necessarily put on point to do. But I'm excited. Nervous, but excited. Really nervous. Kind of excited. All right, I'll catch y'all later. Bye.